We have reached mass data scale. We have so much data on how we work, how systems perform, how processes run. In fact, I did a little research on ServiceNow itself. We have over an exabyte of data in our own company. To put that into context, that's more than 1 billion gigabytes. That's a lot. We can consume data faster now and more proficiently thanks to generative AI. Proficiency is what it's all about. So data no longer needs to be classified to train the machine. With AI, intellectual capital is more valuable than physical or even monetary capital, because intelligence will now become the primary source of value creation. And to maximize this moment, we need to understand the difference between linear and exponential thinking. And here's an example. If we take 30 linear steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, keep going to 30. Go 30 beats. But if we take 30 exponential steps, 1, 2, 4, 8, we actually go 1 billion meters. That's the equivalent to going around the world 26 times. That's the difference between thinking old school and thinking exponential. So, let's think about applying that mindset to where our businesses have been, where they are today, and where they need to go. I call this the exponential enterprise. It goes beyond the 20th century architectures, beyond these silos that are killing us, beyond these side projects. It moves to end-to-end digital transformation. It goes beyond last year's results or last month's numbers to predicting the future outcomes with great accuracy. This will drive beyond expectation results for your companies, and it will drive a new era of economic prosperity in the world.
That's right.
For the exponential companies. Knowing him well and having been in his boardroom, Fred Luddy would say, who cares about the technology? How does it help people?
How does it help people? Yep.
Your customers will get more self-service capabilities. You'll know exactly who they are, what they want, and how to best serve them. Your colleagues finally will get rid of all the work that has nothing to do with the job they signed up for. And your partners will have a business network that actually eliminates the friction and accelerates the mutual growth. So, for the technology landscape, always a question of what to build, what to buy, and how to operate at maximum efficiency.
Yep. Maximum.
My take on this is we have the great reprioritization of enterprise systems. And this is a massive undertaking. And we're here to simplify everything.
Simplify everything.
We need to build in these companies 1 billion apps over the next 3 years. Most of them you will build on the Now platform. And the combination of machine speed and human judgment will accelerate our progress. Great. Optimism, ladies and gentlemen, is the only free stimulus that's left in this world. Optimism. That's it. So when you think about AI, it doesn't mean that humans go away or they're unnecessary. On the contrary, it's about becoming more relevant than ever. The era of AI will see us do exciting things, and it starts with every person in this room rising to this moment, fulfilling our full potential, and leading into this. Tomorrow, right here on this stage, our great Chief Operating Officer and President, CJ Desai himself, will show all the exciting advances that we've made in AI at ServiceNow, and they are stunning. You're going to be able to think differently about how you code, how you build, how you deliver a best-in-class experience. Think about text to code, text to workflow automation, and text to new applications. We have a lot to show you. We're super pumped up about where ServiceNow is and where we are going. So get ready for the journey of a lifetime. Remember this, to create value, intelligence must reside in the experience layer, where people are engaged. Yes, it is about large language models and compute power, but we need to help people not with a single technology, but with a suite of fully integrated automation, so all these technologies work together. Do you remember the hype cycle 12 months ago? RPA. 6 months ago, process mining. Look back a couple of years ago, IoT and blockchain. And what's happened is random tools are all over the place. And in isolation, they may do something nice for one department, but as a whole company, it's not changing the game. That's why we believe this is a workflow conversation. In fact, we believe we're in the midst of a workflow revolution. So in summary, we can buckle up because Knowledge 23 is immersed in this potential. And I'm going to leave you with a couple of thoughts before I hand it over to my colleague. AI is really about trust. Trust is the ultimate human currency. We won't just work to improve the risk and opportunity trade-off of AI. On the contrary, what we have to do is help you make informed, intentional decisions that are in line with your values and your culture, to build a new world order together. And that's the ServiceNow way, where we're in this with you, shoulder to shoulder, building, innovating, growing, leading. You good with that? Because what it's going to take is teamwork, and we're going to do this with you. Are you ready for the journey?
Yes! We are ready.
As we do this together, it's fun. I do this every day for a living, and it's really like the second topic I'm going to cover today. The relationship between IT and business. Anybody relate that one? That's what I'm talking about. Enterprise technology has actually been pretty pervasive for about a half a century. But one thing that keeps holding us all back is we've allowed somehow this narrative of IT versus the business. And that's wrong. It's time to leave that fallacy behind, because today, the IT strategy is the business strategy. That's it. And you know this. So why it's so important is CEOs are fully immersed now in the technology strategy. They usually have one of you sitting next to them, of course, but they're into it. And they're not looking at it as a cost center where they have to lower costs by 5 or 10%. It's ridiculous. They're looking to improve innovation and drive growth. Listen to this stat. 40% of the CEOs in the world today think that their companies will no longer be viable in 10 years if they don't radically change course now. And digitizing their future is the #1 thing on their mind. So what does it tell us? It's time to be bold. It's time to be super courageous, because they need your counsel. So I thought I'd give you a little cheat sheet on what these CEOs are thinking about, and hopefully you can see yourself and your companies and your CEO in the picture. What they want is a great customer experience. No customers, no business, no company. But the customers are all different now. They need every channel, they need direct to consumer, and most of the time they want to self-serve your solutions or your products. They don't want a heavy relationship model. They want a lightweight digital model. The employee experience, from the way you recruit, onboard, train, certify, provide all the services to your employees on the mobile to make sure they stick and they're happy with their company. Huge. Yes, they're under a lot of pressure right now, and so are you. How do I get more efficient? How do I get more productive? How do I help my CEO keep the promise to the capital markets that cost is going out, so margins are going up? Well, the big, bold ideas are what you have to bring to the equation. I sat down with a CEO recently. It was a moving meeting. We spent quite a bit of time together. And he told me a lot. He basically told me that he had bold commitments to the capital markets and that he was under a lot of pressure. Actually, it intensified cost, it intensified the workforce action, lots of pressure. And at the same time, he knew what got him from there to here would not get him from here to there. So he was super interested in what ServiceNow did and how that could transform the company at the action layer. He was super interested in his IT team, and they haven't told him yet because a lot of this information was really new. And by the time we got done with the meeting, we were then not only thinking about the remedies to take the cost equation down, improve the margins, but we were also talking about new business model innovation and new hockey sticks of growth that we could create for him. And he was incredibly impressed that our value proposition had nothing to do with unhooking the past. On the contrary, it was about making the past work and making all those prior investments look good, but driving extraordinary innovation at the same time. So, this is a magic moment. Technology teams have never been more relevant or more strategic than you are today. So, it's not a question of should you be in the room. It's a question of how you kick the door down to get in the room. Because that's where they want you, in the boardroom, in those big offices, making those big decisions. So, use your power. You have that power. And the business wants it. So the notion of a digital agenda being limited to a few people or the CEO is not real. The CEOs and CIOs have to come together. But you also have to bring all the personas in the enterprise on that relationship path with you. So more and more, instead of just doing IT to ServiceNow, we have to get all the executives aligned and understanding what the mission is and what we're trying to accomplish to cut down the cycle time of getting to win. So we have a great Chief Digital Information Officer at ServiceNow. And I would like to bring Chris up with a few of our outstanding customers so you hear it directly from them on the issues they're dealing with and the opportunities they're going after. And then I'll come back on in a few minutes. Chris Betty, come on up.
Thank you, Bill, and welcome to Knowledge. Before we get started, love to introduce our incredible customers, luminaries in their industry. Ashley, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role?
Sure. Thanks, Chris, and welcome to Knowledge 23. I'm Ashley Pettit, Senior Vice President and CIO at State Farm Insurance.
And Matthias, not Matthias. Matthias, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well done, Chris. Hey, I'm Matthias. I'm leading global business services at PepsiCo.
That's great. Welcome, and thank you for being here with us. IT versus the business. When I heard Bill say those words, it brought back a lot of emotions, and even at dinner last night, absolutely, and I love that. Less positioning, more doing. And Matthias, you come at it from a little bit different angle. You're not IT, you're GBS, but you also serve the rest of the 300,000 PepsiCo employees. How do you make this agenda, one strategy?
Gentlemen, you are watching the ServiceNow Knowledge here at Las Vegas.
GBS at PepsiCo is quite different in that 60-70% of the services that we provide is related to the front of the house. It's about sales.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the ServiceNow Knowledge 23. It's coming you live from the ServiceNow store at the Las Vegas Expo Center.
So as we start to standardize and automate the company, and create unified user experiences, it's super important that we are in lockstep with our technology partners within PepsiCo. And to do that, Chris, to your point, it's not only about the top. We have co-located most of the technology and business services teams. And it's that symbiosis of those teams working together on one strategy, on one way of solving business problems, that we see gives us an enormous amount of value as a company.
I love that. And co-locating teams brings a lot of benefit, innovation, agility, speed. But let's talk a little bit about our platform. Bill talked about the intelligent platform to drive digital transformation. Fred, thank you for building it. CJ, thank you for carrying it forward. This platform can drive change in every corner of the company. A lot of the audience probably wants to accelerate change on this platform. But there's questions that come up. Integration questions, architecture questions, value questions. At State Farm, how do you think about the ServiceNow platform in your overall transformation agenda?
Yeah, I would imagine State Farm is like many of your organizations. We're fairly new to leveraging ServiceNow. We're a couple years into our journey, and we started very conservatively, things that we had control over within our IT department. So step one, we ripped out our existing ITSM tools and we replaced them with ServiceNow. We leverage ServiceNow as we work with some of our key suppliers who help deliver and enable IT services for the enterprise. But very quickly, we found out we were missing the value and the real benefit of ServiceNow. And so now what we find ourselves doing is putting employees